Welcome to the Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering this week and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Westwood, and I'm here with magazine editor David Mark. And David, Congressman George Santos from New York has sort of, as you just said to me off camera, slipped under the radar with everything going on with the speaker's race. But he's still very much a problem for Republicans. What do you think his future in the House conference looks like?
Right. This, of course, is the fabulous new Republican congressman from Long Island who apparently just made up whole parts of his background about education, professional work, etc. And so far, he's been able to hold on. House Republicans kind of need him. They have such a narrow majority. They don't really want to push him out. But at some point, it's going to come to a head because the House Ethics Committee is going to look into this. Sounds like federal and local prosecutors are already looking at this. So we will see. He's probably got some time, but maybe not long-lived for Congress.
Do you think that maybe one reason leadership is avoiding pressuring him to resign, even though that's kind of the obvious right thing to do at this point, because Republicans might have a hard time holding on to that district in a special election? Absolutely.
This is a district that, under the new configuration, would have favored President Joe Biden over former President Donald Trump by about 8 points on the North Shore of Long Island, a bit of Queens in New York City. So it's got a Democratic tilt to it. I think that's one reason. And there are some reasonable due process arguments. It's not clear he should actually be forced out at this point. Given committee assignments and treated like other members, that's sort of a different issue.
He is at this moment not going to be placed on committees, right?
He's going to be placed on lower tier committees, Speaker Kevin McCarthy said. So he will get those assignments, but they probably just want to keep him going away. The problem is every time Congressman Santos goes to the elevator, walks to the House floor, reporters trail after him. It's probably not the story House Republicans really want in the news each day.
In, just a few months, the 2024 presidential primary is going to start getting underway. And, Ron DeSantis gets most of the attention in that conversation. But Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin is one of the few Republican success stories to come out of the past couple of years besides DeSantis. How do you think his brand of politics would factor into what the primary field is shaping up to be?
In theory, on paper, he could look really good. He sort of straddles the establishment Republican, the Trumpian wing. He never exactly kept himself from Trump, turned himself off from those voters, but he didn't really go in that direction rhetorically like, say, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has. Probably the biggest knock against him, he's only been in office for a year now, and he hasn't really done a whole lot. It's not his fault per se, but he's got a legislative session coming up. Unfortunately for Governor Youngkin, Republicans just lost a chance to kind of narrow the legislative divide. There was an open state Senate seat down in Southern Virginia, which Democrats won narrowly. It means Democrats will keep a working majority in that chamber of the legislature, making it really hard for Governor Youngkin to get in a lot of big, at least conservative-leaning legislation.
Well, David, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You can get more reporting from David and the rest of the political team at washingtonexaminer.com.